K1 to 2.5 forecast. Mostly sunny skies today, the high about 50 to 55. Northwest wind about 10 miles per hour. Mostly clear, light winds overnight, upper 20s and low 30s for the low. It'll be around 50 with sunshine Wednesday, and it'll be a little bit warmer in the low to mid 60s. Thursday, mostly sunny. Your life, your music, we're KLEK 1 to 2.5 FM.
From Feature Story News in Washington, I'm Rebecca Foster. The UK says it is highly likely Russia was behind the nerve agent attack on a former Russian spy in Britain. A Bangladeshi plane has crashed at Nepal's international airport while attempting a landing, killing dozens. And a United Nations investigator has told the world body's Human Rights Council that new military offensives have been reported in Myanmar.
It's 9:01.
KLEK LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for Community Conversations, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place, while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday to you. I hope that you're having a great start to your day. You're tuned into Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I'm your host, Quabila Jones, and I have two very special guests with me today. Miss Brandy Hodges. Hi.
Good morning.
And Miss Christy Gates, and they're here from, good morning, Miss Christy.
Good morning.
And they're here from the Craighead County Jonesboro Public Library. I finally got it. It's been a year, but
you're doing great.
Finally can say it without getting tongue tied. And so today they're going to tell us all about some events that are coming up at the library, and then of course we'll let you know about the other branches and how you can find out more information about those. So without further ado, when Miss Brandy was here last and Christy was here last time, they talked all about the genealogy night. So I'm anxious to hear how that went.
I would say it was a very successful event. We had a very large crowd. I think we had around 80 people.
Which is good for our winter events. It's colder, it's harder to get out. It's not as long of an event, but didn't we have a little bit better turnout?
We had a much better turnout. It was a great night for networking and connecting and just making those genealogy connections. And, we had what was great, we had a lot of people that were beginners, and so there was a lot of help there. They learned how to get started with their genealogy and family research, so that's always awesome to see new people coming into the library.
And that's what's great. We have the people who always come to the event. We love having them.
Definitely.
Come back, all the people who've been there, but to have new people there, like Christy said, was just amazing, because if they'll keep coming back and invite their friends, and because it was a lot of younger new people too.
Yeah, there was which is great, because that's something that is needed within the Genealogy Society and genealogy research, just getting to see these new people that are interested in finding out about their family history.
So do you see a rise, or do you predict a rise in, say, the younger generation, say in their 30s and under?
We hope, especially with the 23andMe and the Ancestry DNA. Oh, those are just so popular right now. Those finding out what your background is from your DNA. If hopefully the problem always is if people will listen and pay attention to the fact that things are happening and attend the events. I mean, we have them. We're ready. We have ample opportunities to do this research twice a year. We have, physical activities, events. But otherwise, the stuff's there. I mean, we have lots of resources on our website, which is libraryinjonesboro.org. Click on the research tab. There are charts for you already. There are
databases. The collection's always open during the library hours. We have indexes, records, a variety of things. So this is another way of getting people to come in and use the library and understanding how vital the library is to our community.
I really would love to see an influx in the use of the library. I can remember being younger, going just to the school's library, how it was a treat once a week. Got my library card, get to pick out some books. I was in the Nancy Drew at the time, but anyway.
Love Nancy Drew.
Me too, definitely.
I would love to see the generation, just say again, that's in their 30s or younger, really start utilizing all that the library has to offer. I mean, there's so many resources, and we'll get into some more of those later, because I'm grateful that you all provide all of those services. It's like a one-stop shop for all your research needs.
Definitely.
It is not just research, but, well,
Entertainment.
research. I was looking the other day at some of the things that we have, and I needed help looking up some facts. We have Business Expo with the Chamber of Commerce coming up, and the theme is Celebrate, and I'm focusing on holidays for the library booth. If you're coming, start with the library booth. It'll be awesome. But with Celebrate, I looked up facts about holidays using our databases.
Okay.
And I know so much about holidays now, but it's you need resources to do papers for school, be it high school, elementary, college.
Yeah.
You know, that is a great citable source because it's
using actual, scholarly articles and journals. That's something, when I used to work at the reference desk, I used to try to get across to our students. You can use this and count this as your periodical or your scholarly journal.
It's like an encyclopedia,
Citation.
but it's online, and you can access it with your library card. People don't realize how much that little card can help them without stepping foot in the library. People will say, I just don't have time.
Okay.
And we do open 9 to 7, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 on Saturday, and 1 to 5 on Sunday. So we're open 7 days a week, even later during the week. But maybe you have kids. Maybe you have to take them to practice and then try to get dinner and get homework and get them to bed. And you can't come to the library. We understand that. Access it on our website.
Okay.
Databases. You can learn to speak like a pirate using our language database.
You have a language database?
We have a language database. I can't recall what it's called at the moment, but we have where you can go on. You can go onto our website, www.libraryinjonesboro.org. Click on the research tab. On the top of the screen, there are little blue tabs. You click on the research tab and go down to databases. Once you get to databases, you can search by topic. You can search alphabetically. If you search by topic, go to language.
Okay.
I believe it's Mango.
Okay, Mango languages. And then what's great about it is there are all sorts of different languages. German, Japanese. You can learn to speak like a pirate. Technically, literally, I'm not kidding. You can learn pirate. And what's great about it is you put your library card number and your PIN number in. Your PIN is the last 4 digits of your phone number. It saves where you were. I had someone contact me recently asking if we offered any computer classes, and we occasionally do, but if we offered any computer classes on Microsoft Excel, we have a database for that. So even though we're not currently offering a computer class at the library, you can use one of our databases to learn Excel. You can learn how to use Microsoft Word. You can learn how to use all of these different things with your library card.
I am definitely going to check out the language one because I'm taking Spanish this semester. I'm taking Intermediate 2, and
Spanish is on there, and it can help you.
I have a history product I have to do, and it has to be all in Spanish. So, yes, I definitely need that.
Use the library. It's free.
I will most definitely check that out. All right, so let's move into some upcoming events. One of the big ones that you all do in the spring is...
We do our arts and crafts fair. Can you believe this is number 8?
It's crazy, but it's so much fun. And I guess go ahead and tell them the theme. We're doing dinosaurs.
Prehistoric Paleo Park, a Mesozoic arts and crafts fair.
Okay, that's a mouthful.
Isn't it?
It is.
So we are we've had a lot of fun already. We have some super creative people on staff that are on this committee for the Arts and Crafts Fair who are making dinosaur eggs out of paper mache. They are doing so much. We're going to have entrance gates akin to Jurassic Park.
What?
We are just a different park.
Oh, wow.
In the Mesozoic era.
Yes.
So we have a lot of fun with it in addition to the decorations and the theme. It's an arts and crafts fair. We have about a little less than 50 vendor booths available. The deadline, if you are out there and you are like me and you like to hot glue stuff to other stuff, or you knit, or you paint, or you draw, or anything where you're creating, even if you like to buy picture frames and repaint them and do whatever with them. If you're upcycling, that's a very popular right now with Pinterest and the DIY generation I'm a member of. If you do anything to it like that, it's considered upcycling, which counts with our rules. Our rules are you have to live in Northeast Arkansas.
Okay.
Everything must be handmade or upcycled.
Okay.
You have to have changed it in some way. So we have people who make jewelry.
Okay.
They buy the wire, they buy the beads. We have people who knit. We have people who sew. We have people who paint. We have people who use a tool to burn designs into wood. Wow. There are lots of people we've had in the past. We like to have a mixed bag. We have soap makers. We have bath bomb makers. Wow. There are lots of different talents out there, and that's why we say we want people from Northeast Arkansas, and you have to have made it yourself.
Okay.
There are people who sell handmade things, but they didn't make them. You have to be the one who made it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And it's a way to not only bring people to the library, but it's a way to celebrate local artisans.
That's right. So, how many vendors so far would you say that you have already signed up?
We have about 40 applicants.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But it's not a first come first serve.
Oh.
We take applications
through. We take applications through this Friday to the end of the day, and then we, as a committee, get together and we will decide who should be.
We look at every single applicant.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And we look at them. What we want is a good mix.
So do they have to send picture samples of their work?
If you would like to apply, which we encourage, hey, you know what? We haven't chosen anyone yet.
Okay.
If you would like to apply, the website it's www.libraryinjonesboro.org/arts application. You can always go to our website. We're have it on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/ccjpl. Okay. You can access the application there. You can just go to our homepage on the main library website, and there's a slide, and it will tell you all about, when you click on the slide, it'll tell you all about the event, and then have a link at the bottom for the application. Okay. The application, make sure you can attend. The event is on Saturday, April 21st from 10 until 3 with a backup inclement weather date of the 28th, because spring showers.
I know.
Yep. It happens. We've had a lot of rain recently, so I kept saying, get it out of your system, weather.
I know, that's right.
We have our event coming up, so we like to give vendors about a month of notice, so that they have that time to create more product. But the application, you have to turn in 1 to 5 pictures, so we can have examples of your work. The application process is, to make sure that we can look at it and go, yes, that's handmade.
Okay.
And also, so we have a mixed variety. You don't want to have all of one thing.
That's right.
In addition to the artisans, we have food vendors.
Okay.
We already have our food vendors set. We're excited to have a variety of foods. Gigi's Cupcakes is coming. We have some funnel cakes and cotton candy, as well as some barbecue. So we always like to make it an atmosphere where you want to come in the morning and stay until the end.
Okay. Yep. And the time again for this?
10 to 3.
10 to 3.
We also have live music starting at 11 and going until the end of the event. So it really is a great place to come.
Okay.
It's cool right now, and hopefully we knock off some of the winter chill that's hanging around before that event.
Okay. Again, this is the Art and Craft Fair. It's April 21st or 28th, depending on this Arkansas weather. And it's from 10 to 3 on the lawn of the Craighead County Jonesboro Public Library. So, and again, if you would like to be a vendor and set up your homemade goods, contact the library, put in an application by this Friday.
Another thing that's great is our vendor space. A lot of places you go to, you have to pay a fee for a vendor space. At the library, you pay $0.
Okay. So totally free. Alrighty, so everybody, mark your calendar, get the families ready, make plans, and go out and have a great time at the library. I've seen pictures and little videos here and there, and every year it seems like it has been just absolutely amazing.
We don't turn down a reason to put on a costume for any.
Exactly. We love
You have
getting
got to
dressed
take
up.
lots of pictures of you all dressed up.
And we haven't named him yet, or
No.
her.
Oh, yes. Our dinosaur.
Yeah.
What is a T-Rex?
We have a T-Rex inflatable costume, so someone will be T-Rexing it up that day. So, if you have little ones who like dinosaurs or adults
big ones
who like dinosaurs, we're going to have lots of, it'll be like you're attending a sort of dinosaur park.
Okay. All right, so we have a question on Facebook. Ms. Sean Price says, I know this is transition to our next topic. What would be some of these spring break activities for the kids at the library?
Okay, so I have that list pulled up. We're doing a full week of spring break. We don't just do spring break, we do spring break at the library. So we have a full week of activities starting this coming Monday. Spring break is going to be Monday 19th of March through Friday, March 23rd, I'm sorry. And we have puppet shows. So our children's staff are going to put on puppet shows at 11, 2, and 6 o'clock. I've never seen our children's staff put on puppet shows, so I'm excited to see what the puppet show will entail. I know our youth services manager, Miss Kay, was saying that she was needing to work on props for the puppet show, so I haven't seen any of it. I don't know what the topic is.
No idea.
But it'll be fun and fabulous. Nothing they've ever done hasn't been just a lot of fun. So that'll be happening on Monday at 11, 2, and 6 o'clock. And then we're going to have a crafternoon, which is a craft in the afternoon, on Monday at 4 o'clock. So that'll be taking place Monday. And then on Tuesday, March 20th, I don't know if you guys know this, there's a very famous cat.
Oh, yes.
Do you know what cat I'm talking about?
I know which cat you're talking about.
Do you want to talk about the cat I'm talking about?
Pete the cat.
He's a good cat.
He is a good cat. He's a
blue
cool cat.
Yeah, and he's blue.
Oh, yes. And
I'm trying to type it. Y'all keep talking.
yeah.
Oh, you're fine.
You're fine.
We're just going back and forth. Pete the Cat is a children's book character. There are lots of different books. There's the Buttons book.
There's one about the Buttons, his
School shoes.
His cool shoes.
And he's white shoes where he
Oh, yes.
steps in all sorts of things throughout the day, gets mud on his white shoes, he gets strawberries on his white shoes. But you know what? They come clean. I want those shoes. They will come clean no matter what you get on them.
Nothing seems to bother this cat. He just it just rolls off his back.
I like Pete. I don't remember the name of the book, and I'm gonna get it wrong. But Pete and his buttons.
Oh, yeah.
But he loses a button, and it doesn't bother him. He just keeps going, And it's my buttons, my 4 groovy buttons.
Oh, wow.
He's so fun. And Miss Stacy, one of our children's librarians, she is often the person who we have. Pete visits the library a lot.
Oh, yes.
And Miss Stacy goes with Pete to schools and different places. And it's so funny. The little kids will often say, "It's Mrs. Pete the cat." It's so cute. But Miss Stacy plans these wonderful Pete the Cat parties, and they're going to be held Tuesday at 10:30 and 5:30 at the library. So if you have kiddos who know Pete and love Pete, this is a perfect opportunity. If you have kiddos who haven't been introduced to Pete yet, but maybe they like characters, they like to get to see the big characters. I know I met Scooby-Doo when I was 2, and it scared the bejesus out of me. So, but there's, if you have a child that you think might be afraid of it, you can still try it.
Okay.
There are lots of other things you can do. We have the Duplo Legos and all sorts of things that they can play if they can't handle all the Pete awesomeness. But that's at 10:30 and 5:30.
Okay.
And then we're doing bingo at 2 in the children's library.
Is it only for kids?
So we do bingo for adults once a month.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can always attend bingo for adults. Then on Wednesday, we're going to have Tunes and Treats at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Miss Sloan is leading that, and they're going to encourage kiddos to wear pajamas if they want to. They're going to play older cartoons. I'm like, hey, I might be, if you need to find me, that's where I'm going to be.
And when you say older cartoons, like...
I think cartoons that we grew up with is kind of what they were talking about.
Let's think Looney Tunes and maybe some other things like that.
We need to watch some Baby Muppets.
I would be down with Baby Muppets.
It's probably not as good. I bought a Strawberry Shortcake DVD a few years ago when I was babysitting a lot, and I was like, I used to watch this and enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, it's also kind of like She-Ra. I love She-Ra, but
from afar.
Yeah. She-Ra of the 80s didn't age well.
And then Thursday, oh my goodness, Thursday. I hope we're all sitting down. We are. Okay. We have Magic Mr. Nick. Now, if you've not seen, have you seen Magic Mr. Nick, Christy?
I don't think I have.
He's allergic to rabbits, so I won't bring Lola.
Oh.
So he uses a chicken.
Oh my!
In his magic show.
A live chicken.
A live chicken. He has a silky chicken, which has white plumy feathers, and sometimes he dyes her with Kool-Aid. And she was blue last year.
Oh.
There are pictures on our website.
Oh, goodness.
That you can look at. But Magic Mr. Nick is doing a show all about science. Oh, wow. So his magic show will be science and magic intertwined. So that's going to be next Thursday at 11, 4:30, and 6 o'clock.
Okay.
So if you like magic, if you like science, if you like chickens, there's something there for everybody.
That's going to be an interesting show. Most definitely.
And then our last day of spring break is Friday the 23rd. We will have games at 11 and coloring at 2 o'clock. We will not have normal story times. That's something I want to make sure folks know. So we'll have story times this week. Family story time at 6 o'clock on Monday, 6 o'clock on Tuesday, 11 a.m. on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday at 10, and then our lap sit story times. We will not have the regular family story times during the week of spring break because we have other fun things going on at that time.
That's right. All right, so we're going to stop right there. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
Do you control your emotions, or do your emotions control you? I'm Mark Merrill with today's Family Minute. Emotions are so powerful that at times they seem to overwhelm us. Emotions like jealousy, anger, fear, worry, and grief can put us on a reactionary path, but you don't have to be controlled by your emotions. These important tips may help. First, be the boss of your thoughts. Emotions certainly affect your thoughts, but your thoughts can also guide your emotions. Try to look at an emotional decision or situation with someone who can help you think objectively. Often, the realities of objective thoughts can lessen the blow of those intense emotions. For more tips on handling negative emotions, visit my blog at markmerrill.com. Remember, your family first.
Family Minute is made possible by the Kappa Nu Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, a non-profit organization committed to service to all mankind. Kappa Nu Omega Alpha Kappa Alpha on Facebook and KNOMEGA1908.com.
Tune in to Community Conversations every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. here on KLEK 102.5 FM. Join host Quabila Jones-Harden as she talks to people who are making a difference in the community and learn about the people and organizations that provide services to make Jonesboro a better place. Community Conversations every Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. on KLEK 102.5 FM.
Celebrating Women's History Month on KLEK 102.5 FM. Here's your Women's History Moment with Dr. Sharice Jones Branch.
This is Dr. Sharice Jones Branch, and this is your Women's History Moment. Constance Baker Motley was born on September 4th, 1921 in New Haven, Connecticut. Her parents were Caribbean immigrants. She decided to become a lawyer when she was 15 years old. Motley became a maid after high school because her family could not afford to send her to college. After giving a speech in the local community, a wealthy white contractor, much impressed with her skills, paid for her college. Motley was first educated at Fisk University in Nashville, Tennessee. In 1943, she transferred to New York University, where she graduated with a degree in economics. In 1944, she became the first black woman to be accepted into the Columbia Law School, where she met Thurgood Marshall, chief counsel for the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, and where she earned her degree in 1946. In that same year, she married real estate broker Joel Wilson Motley Jr. and had a son, Joel Wilson Motley III. Motley played a major role in the legal preparation for Brown versus the Board of Education in 1954 and was the first black woman to argue a case before the United States Supreme Court. In 1964, Motley became the first woman elected to the New York State Senate, and in 1966 became the first black woman appointed to the United States District Court.
The Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated presents our Adult Indoor Co-Ed Volleyball Tournament, Saturday, April 21st at Allen Park, 3609 Race Street in Jonesboro, starting at 10 a.m. Teams will consist of 6 to 10 players per team, with a minimum of 2 females per team. A portion of the proceeds will go to the Autism Association of Northeast Arkansas. Registration, fees, and other information is available via Billie Jean Rogers at 573-281-6431 or ladyb573@gmail.com.
House of Details, located at 3217 Herb Street, Suite C, is a proud supporter of KLEK, offering detailing on any type of vehicle: waxing, clear coat protection, basic wash, hand wash, shampoo, interior cleaning, buffering, headlight restoration, pickup, delivery, and more, with a motto of anything mean, we can clean. Details available via Quentin Bogard at 870-273-5187. House of Details on Facebook and houseofdetailsjonesboro.com.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
All right, welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I'm your host, Quabila Jones, and my special guests today are Miss Brandy Hodges and Miss Christy Gates from the Craighead County Jonesboro Public Library. We just finished up talking about the Arts and Crafts Fair, spring break at the library. There are so many activities going on. Now, if you would like to look at the calendar, go to www.libraryinjonesboro.org. Now, you can also access the other calendars, the other library locations calendars from that site as well. And you can also filter the calendar by age group. So there's a lot of information on the website. And we have a shout out from Dr. Karen Rodgers McDaniel from Arkansas State. She says, "Good morning, Brandy Hodges. You do such a great job."
Aw, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. McDaniel, for checking in with us. All right, so next you have something coming up that is geared more toward the teens, tweens, which is the young adults.
Well, this book club is actually for adults.
Oh, it's for
but
adults.
I do have the list of all of the teen activities. Teens have their own book club. They meet on the third Saturday of each month. So we've already had some of the teen activities happen, but this is the third Saturday coming up this week, and they will have a mock ACT test.
Okay.
We partner with another organization in town, the TLC Tutoring Company, to offer the mock ACT test. That will be held at 9 a.m. on Saturday at the library. We also have the Teen Book Club. So there's the Teen Book Club, and they meet at 2 o'clock every third Saturday. And that is for 7th through 12th graders / 13 through 18-year-olds.
Okay.
Or 17-year-olds.
I think 13 to 17-year-olds.
13 through 17-year-olds. And they will be discussing. So the way book club works is where we read a book for the month of, like halfway through April through March, because we meet on the second Tuesday, a book club that meets tonight. So you get a book for the next month.
Okay.
So you read that book until your next meeting. And when you meet, you discuss that book. And you get the next book. So they will be discussing A Long Way Gone, Memoirs of a Boy Soldier by Ishmael Bey. And they will be reading I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou. So that's the book that they'll be handed for this month. And then in April, they'll discuss that one.
Oh, wow.
And I always like to say, even if you haven't read the book, but you are interested in talking to other people about a book, I can't wait to talk to people about books sometimes. That's why I love book club, because it's designed for people to talk about it. And, like, you have to listen to me for 2 seconds or however long. But the teens will have their book club at 2 o'clock this Saturday, and then at 3 o'clock every third Saturday. So a lot of stuff goes on that third Saturday.
Okay.
We have a teen gaming club. So they'll do all sorts of different gaming.
Wow.
So I'm not sure all what kinds, but I know Miss Jessica has some board games. There are video games. I'm not sure what she is going to do, but I'm sure it'll be fun because they always have a lot of fun. So this Saturday, mock ACT test at 9, book club at 2, gaming at 3. Then we also have a group that meets. It's the Anime Manga Club.
Okay.
So what they do is they'll get together and they'll talk about some anime or some manga, or they'll watch some episodes of an anime TV show. It's for people who like those types of books and TV shows, and we have so much manga. I want to read. I've not read any yet, but that doesn't mean I don't want to, because you read it. Opposite.
You read it we as Americans, we read it completely the opposite direction. But manga is kind of, I guess it's kind of a Japanese comic graphic novel, but they're very popular amongst teens and
adults as
well. But so they either discuss a certain manga series they've been reading, or else, like Brandy mentioned, they'll watch an anime series or something and discuss it as well.
But that happens on the 20th at 5 o'clock. It's held on the Tuesday later in the month. So I can't remember if it's the 3rd or the 4th Tuesday.
And what's the age group for that?
It's 13 to 17
Okay.
years old. It's we try really hard to keep our different age group events just for those age groups.
Okay.
So that, we try to do things specifically that are in the interests of those that age. And we often have things that adults are like, oh, I really like that. I wish I could do that.
Okay.
But, we keep it this way because it just keeps the age groups separate and gives them something cool. That it's like I get to do this.
Okay.
This is for me. We also have World Poetry Day. World Poetry Day is on the 21st of this month. So that is going to be next week. So next week, when you're teens who are on spring break, if you want to stop by the library anytime on the 21st, and Miss Jessica, who is our teen librarian, is going to have Facebook Live going.
Okay.
And so she encourages her teens to stop by, either talk about their favorite poet or read their favorite poem.
I need to do something special
on Facebook Live.
I'm going to do something special.
I know you
on the
like
show
to
today.
write poetry.
I do. I have one book out and I'm working on another book in between trying to take classes.
You're a busy lady. And then our last event of the month for teens is on the 23rd. It's our Random Fandom Friday. It's something held every single month on that last Friday of the month.
Okay.
It's what I love about Random Fandom Friday is they did a Back to Childhood Day last year where they did rewind the clock by 10 years or whatever for the 13 to 17-year-olds or 5 years where they watched cartoons. They ate foods like they would have eaten when they were little. They wanted to do something fun where they didn't have to think about school or homework or growing up or any of those things. They'll also
do a lot of research to go back that far.
I don't know what they're gonna watch, but a lot of times they'll watch a movie, they'll watch a TV show, they'll play games. It's just Random Fandom Friday.
Okay.
So this month they're going to be watching something to celebrate the fact that it's Women's History Month.
Okay.
So I don't know again for sure what they're going to be doing, but they're going to have a lot of fun, and it is a teen activity. So those are the events for teens. We talked a little bit about book clubs, so I want to talk about book club.
Yes, ma'am.
We have 4 book clubs. Every first Tuesday, they all meet on Tuesdays. We have our Between the Covers romance book club. They meet at McAllister's Deli at 6 o'clock on that first Tuesday of the month. Then we have the book club that meets tonight. So I have the book with me because I lead the discussion and I have this much left to read. It's not much, and I can do it. But we are reading Scythe by Neal Shusterman.
Hold up to this camera.
This one?
Over here in front of me.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yes.
We are reading Scythe by Neal Shusterman. It is a young adult book. So the first book club we have is romance fiction, and so they read all sorts of different romance fiction. The YA at Heart book club, they are adults who enjoy reading young adult fiction. And so many popular books have been young adult books that have just been mainstream.
And that's kind of how this started, was because there's a variety of adults like Brandy and myself that read, young adults. I'm thinking Hunger Games,
Twilight,
so
Harry
books
Potter.
that are geared towards, say, I hate to say millennials.
They're books that are for like up to 18 years old in most cases. That's what they're written for, but that doesn't mean I like to read children's books too. That doesn't mean that that's the only age group who can read them. So we also have Inquiring Minds, the Mike Overall Memorial Book Club. Mike was the leader of the book club, and so that book club meets on the actually, I think getting it wrong in my head. I think it meets on the last Tuesday of the month. I'll have to look at that. But then the Novel Lovers Book Club, they read popular novels that are both older novels, newer novels. They just read popular fiction. And that is a very popular book club. It is led by our former director, Miss Phyllis Burkett. And they meet on the third Tuesday of the month at 10 o'clock in the morning. So most, with the exception of the romance book club, they all meet at the library. That one meets at McAllister's Deli. But we have a lot of fun. The Mike Overall Memorial Book Club, they read challenging fiction and nonfiction. So things that make you think.
Something that's won an award or has some sort of notoriety to it.
I remember they read the Hamilton biography last year. It was, and I read it too, and it was very well written. I mean, it's a good book, but I'm a big fan of books. So as I was reading Scythe, which our book clubs, I mentioned before the way they work, you just show up. So if you're out there and any of these book clubs interest you, you can go to our library calendar, www.libraryinjonesboro.org/events, and that gets you right to the calendar, and you can look a little bit more in depth about the different book clubs. But if you are interested in joining a book club and you haven't read the book yet, you don't have to. Just have the knowledge that you will learn about the book at that event. That doesn't mean you can't still read the book. Unless you are a spoiler, like to live your life spoiler free, But we have had people, our last book that we read, The Diviners by Libba Bray, was the one we read last month. It was a little bit of a scary book. It was set in the early 1920s, and it had some of the occult mixed in with the story that was being told, and it was a little scary. And we had some book club members that didn't finish the book but came anyway to see what we thought about it. I could not read it at night, I'll tell you that. It was a little scary. This one is really good, but it's not scary. We like to have a mix in the YA at Heart, and I know they like to do the same in some of the other book clubs. So if you don't like, this was kind of dystopian. It's set in the future, and the world's not perfect, but it's not terrible, but it's different. But we read dystopian, we read fantasy, we read realistic fiction. So, if you don't like one genre, maybe don't come to that week, or you can come anyway. But what happens is, if you don't make it to book club, but you still want to read one of the books, you can either check it out. You can check a book out with your library card, physical book. You can check an ebook out. You can download an audio book. with your library card. Or if you're going to be in the library building in Jonesboro, at the information desk, they have a stack of book club books.
Oh.
And you don't check those out. You sign them out.
Okay.
So you just put down your contact information for the book club books. Okay. And those, it's just, if you want to read those, we have just a little bit special collection, so we have multiple copies of it.
Okay. All right, so do you see some of the same faces, I guess you say, at each month for each different book club? People are really into, they look forward to the next book, no matter what it is.
I know I personally am not the hugest fan of realistic fiction because there's so much reality going on around it.
Yes, you need a break.
I like to. I need some dragons sometimes in my fiction. So I'm not the hugest fan of the realistic fiction, but I'll still come.
Okay.
I may not finish the book sometimes, but I'll still come to the book club.
Okay.
And this is just one thing that we offer.
Yeah.
We're a library, and so book club is just part of the encouraging literacy, encouraging reading, no matter what age you are. I'm a big believer in learning something new every day, even if it's something made up.
Yes, ma'am.
You learn a lot reading this book that's completely fiction and futuristic about the nature of people. Okay. You learn something, and if you're in the market to learn something, there are lots of ways you can do it, even attending events at the library. Okay. We had a magic show last month with Tommy Terrific. Those kids, they left knowing things they didn't know before. So we like to, I don't want to say trick you with learning.
No, but
excite,
you can be entertained and learn something all at the same time. That's what's so great about the library.
And the way the world is going, we need these young minds to become more innovative, because they're going to be the ones that are creating new things that are going to help us continue life as we know it, or in whatever shape, form, or fashion, whether it's industry, electronics, whatever the case may be. We need these little minds to start getting more stimulated, and learning. We need them to learn how to use their hands and mind, everything together.
Well, speaking of technology and learning things, we still have our event that happens for girls, teen girls. It is our building the website event that the Girls Who Code. It's every Monday at 5:30, and they're working hard on that website. Yeah. I'm excited to see it. And what's awesome about it is these are young girls, young women who've done all this themselves.
Okay.
They've had guidance from Miss Jessica, but she hasn't said, do this, do that, use this resource. The girls have done it. And that's what's great. But even when you think about some of our children's events that happen at the library, today is weaving.
Oh, yeah.
So Miss Steph will teach whoever wants to come, boys and girls, everyone's welcome at 4:00. But it's teaching weaving, and that's not a skill that ever.
Weaving, or?
They're using yarn.
Okay.
And they're just making like little, like a mini rug, like just a little, a coaster or whatever. But it's a skill. Like you can make rugs with weaving. I mean, you can make baskets. You can make tablecloths. I mean, that's a skill that is sort of one of those lost art things that's not really lost, but you know what I'm saying?
But it's a way of kids getting exposed to a variety of different things that they might not typically get to.
We this month was a little different, but usually in the month we have music and movement on the first Thursday of the month with Miss Stacy, and then we have a mystery author event with Miss Carol on the second Tuesday. I love music and movement with Miss Stacy because she just gets out there. They play music. They get their wiggles out after a day of school. But mystery author with Miss Carol, she picks a genre. And then the kids, it's sort of like going on an adventure. They go on a scavenger hunt to find out more about that author or more about that genre. And so it teaches the kids how to use the card catalog. They're learning by having fun.
Okay.
And then on the third Thursday of every month, Miss Steph teaches an art hour class where the kids get to do a type of art. Last month was pointillism, where it's making art using dots, making a picture using dots, and she did cutouts of magazines. And kids, she said, draw a picture, I drew a sailboat. She had the kids draw a picture and then use the dots, glue the dots on to fill in the picture. So then that last Thursday of each month, Miss Sloan teaches a passport to wherever it is that she's going this month. Okay. And so this month, I'll pull up where she's going, but every month it's a different place. And so kids get to experience a little bit about different locations. They get to learn about different cultures, different food. I remember when she did Germany in the fall, she did pretzels. So the kids got to help make pretzels.
That was fun.
Going backwards. Our after-school programs. I'm sorry. Passport to Ireland is what they're doing. And so it'll be bumped back a week because of spring break. Okay. We're doing special activities for spring break. But that will be held on March 29th. So kids can go to Ireland. I mean, where else do you get that opportunity? After school, in between school and dinner, you get to go to Ireland.
I know, that's right.
And Ireland, I'm sure in honor of St. Patrick's Day. Right. So but every month, I mean, it's so awesome. Kids get to learn and experience. Sometimes she has guest speakers come in. When she had Germany, she had our former teen librarian, Miss Nina, who'd lived in Germany, come and talk about the country and the people and the places that you can see. So I always like to point out to people that a lot of people think of us as what?
Just books.
Books.
Basically. But there's so much more that we have. I mean, we have all these events. You can check out DVDs. We have ebooks. Just a variety of activities always going on. I mean, we are always busy and trying to engage with the community.
All ages. That's all something ages. Important to know, that we're not just for kids. So many people will say, oh, well, that's just a kid's place. But we have events for adults. We are going to be doing, unless I've already missed it, I wasn't at work yesterday. We're doing Plant a Flower Day.
Oh. That's March 20th, actually.
Okay, awesome. So
I believe I may be wrong.
You can stop by the library and pick up usually they do like it's recycled paper that will just absorb in. It'll have seeds in it. Oh. And all you have to do is plant that little seed paper wherever you want to.
All right, so we're going to stop right there, take a break, and when we come back, we'll highlight events that are coming up and then any final events that we may have missed. Again, you're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these announcements.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
We're back with Money Matters. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. No matter why you apply for credit, the last thing you want is for your application to be rejected. The National Foundation for Credit Counseling provides reasons a credit card application could be declined, along with steps you can take to correct the problem. Too many inquiries. It's a red flag if a person is attempting to obtain too much credit at once. What to do? Only apply for the number of cards that are necessary and appropriate for your financial situation. If declined, don't just keep reapplying. Instead, take steps to remedy the reason for the rejection. Then wait a few months to reapply, as that will give the credit report time to update. Serious negative notations on your credit report. Unpaid tax liens and Chapter 7 bankruptcy can remain on a credit file for up to 10 years. A person doesn't need to wait until the activity falls off the credit report, but putting distance between the harmful information and applying for new credit is helpful. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. for Money Matters, a product of American Urban Radio Networks.
Money Matters is made possible by the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization dedicated to uncompromising commitment to communities, service, leadership, empowerment. www.jonesboroalumnidst.org.
Money Matters is brought to you by Bancorp South, offering checking, savings, loans, credit cards, and wealth management. 5 locations in Jonesboro to serve you. www.bancorpsouth.com or 870-972-9800.
Hello, this is Quabila from Community Conversations. We at KLEK 102.5 FM strive every day to give to you. We strive to give you music that uplifts you. We strive to give you information to keep you informed about news, candidates, and the issues. We strive to give you a place where all voices can be heard. We strive to give you stories of people making a difference for 3 years and counting. We at KLEK have strived to give you our very best. We hope and pray that somehow, in some way, KLEK has helped to enrich your life. If so, please consider giving to us so that we may continue to give to you as your community radio station. KLEK is hosting our first annual pledge drive, March 15th through the 18th, from 6 o'clock a.m. to 6 o'clock p.m. each day. Community leaders and regular people just like you will tell their stories on how KLEK has helped them, and you will have an opportunity to call in and make your pledge of support. If you don't want to wait until March 15th, go to our website, www.klekfm.org. Click the donate button and make your donation now. All donations are tax deductible. Please consider giving to us so that we may give back to you.
KLEK thanks CJ Pepper and the staff of Life Strategies Counseling Incorporated for helping people through hard times in life such as depression, family issues, stress, abuse, and more. They offer counseling and therapy for all ages, individuals, families, and groups. They are located at 1217 Stone Street. Phone number 1-866-972-1268 or online at lscihelp.com.
The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated was established on January 1st, 1977, originally serving Blytheville, Arkansas, and now serving Jonesboro, Blytheville, Osceola, Marion, and West Memphis, Arkansas. Today, the chapter continues to make an impact by focusing on Alpha's national community outreach initiatives such as My Brother's Keeper, A Voteless People is a Hopeless People, Go to High School, Go to College, Project Alpha, Boy Scouts, and the March of Dimes. The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is committed to Alpha's mission of developing leaders, promoting brotherhood and academic excellence, while providing service and advocacy to the community. More information about the Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is available at MOL Alphas on Facebook or via email at molalphas@gmail.com.
Hello, I'm Officer Victoria Evans. I have always had a desire to help others in need and to be an example and role model to young women by encouraging them to never give up on their dreams. My dream was to become a police officer and to serve my community. In 2016, that dream became a reality, and it is the most rewarding experience of my life. Now I want to let you know about the same opportunity. The Jonesboro Police Department will conduct testing every month for patrol officers. Applications are available online at jonesboropolice.com or at the Police Department, 1001 South Caraway Work. The Jonesboro Police Department offers a competitive salary, health, and retirement benefits, top-of-the-line training, and most importantly, the chance to make a difference in the Jonesboro community. Join me in making Jonesboro a better place. The Jonesboro Police Department is an equal opportunity employer, and women and minorities are especially encouraged to apply. More information is available at 870-935-5657.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
All right, welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We're speaking with Miss Brandy Hodges and Miss Christy Gates from the Craighead County Jonesboro Public Library. We've been talking about most of the events that are coming up, and if you would like to find out more information, please go to www.libraryinjonesboro.org. Click on events, and there's a calendar that you can look up. You can filter the calendar down by location and by age group, which is children or kids, kids, teens, and adults.
You got it.
Okay. I should have it down by heart by now, but please forgive me.
You're doing great.
All right, so let's recap on some things that are happening this month, and then any other information that you feel that we can fill in that people don't know about.
Well, next week is spring break, so we have daily activities happening in the morning and in the afternoon, some in the evening. So if you have the kids next week out of school and you're just thinking, what am I going to do?
Go to the library.
Go to the library. I mean, even if I mean, we have super fun events, but even if none of the events are things that your children are interested in, or your grandchildren, or if you're taking care of some children, I mean, you can come to the library and pull a book off the shelf and hang out with us. We have computers in our adult section that are for those who are 18 and over. We have our teen computers for 13 through 17-year-olds, and then we have children's computers that are for children and for parents who have children. You know, if you need to use a computer, but you have your children with you, go to the children's library to use a computer. But we also have a bank of business computers. So say you work from home and maybe your computer's down, or maybe you just need a different atmosphere. Those don't have social media access. They're just for working on business. But we have, if you want to do social media, we have a bank of computers for that.
Wow. So with the business computers, do they have little maybe dividers? So
they don't have dividers, but they do have a longer time that you can use it for. So maybe you need to fill out a resume or write
I believe instead of, I think you can, it's either an hour or 2 hours. And you can have 3 sessions a day, which that's the same for also the regular computers. And if you are working on anything, the staff's more than happy to extend the time. But what's great about the business computers is for strictly reference, research, any type of business related activities that you're doing that you need a little bit more time than, say, the typical 30 minutes to an hour on the other computers.
Another thing that I don't think we've talked about, but if you come to the library and enter through the Oak Avenue doors and turn right, your eyes will be feasted with some beautiful new study rooms. Especially, this time of year, we're not just started the spring semester, we're in the spring semester. If you're looking for a quiet place to study, we have these amazing new study rooms that are all glass, and they have sliding barn doors that you can shut. Each little cubicle has electricity. So, what's great about the library, if you don't want to use one of the public computers, one of the business computers, but you have a laptop or you have a tablet, you can use our Wi-Fi anywhere in our building.
And it's completely free.
It's completely free. My favorite word. I love it. So you can use one of our study rooms. We have 7 small glass study rooms and 1 large meeting space. To use the large meeting space, it does need to be booked. You can book that space. But it's so many activities. Spring break, if you need to know more about spring break, all you have to do is go to our website, libraryinjonesboro.org.
All right. So in our last 2 minutes, what would you like to recap? Well, the Arts and Crafts Fair, definitely.
Arts and Crafts Fair, which is coming up April 21st. And this is the last week if you're interested in becoming a vendor.
Last call.
It's Friday, March 16th.
You got it.
March 16th. So if you're interested in being a vendor at our Arts and Crafts Fair, please make sure you sign up. You can do that through our webpage, or I think there is a link on the Facebook page as well. So there's a variety of different ways.
And if you're not computer savvy, if you don't want to do it that way, we do have applications available at the information desk. You can stop by, pick up an application, and you can ask. I'm usually there. I do take lunch sometimes, but you can ask to speak to me or Miss Christie, and show us your pictures. Or maybe you don't have a digital camera, you don't have you don't have a smartphone to show us your stuff. You could bring something up to us and show us what it is that you make. We want to make it as easy as we can on people.
All right, so I'll make sure to go on your Facebook page and share information on my pages and the station's page as much as I can.
You'll see 2 tiny dinosaur arms holding knitting needles.
Oh my goodness.
That's the image for our prehistoric Paleo Park dinosaur themed event.
Alrighty. Alright, so we can't thank you all enough for coming and joining us. And also, anyone out there listening who has a teen high schooler that needs to take the ACT and they want to get some practice, mock ACT this Saturday starting at 9 a.m. It'll feel like the real thing.
It is. It's real questions. You get a real result in a few weeks. And it's. I wish I had that opportunity when I was a teenager 7,000 years ago. So.
Yes, ma'am. I think I maybe took it twice, and I was grateful that I got the grade that I got, the score that I got.
Yep, great.
It helped me get into college. So.
Yay!
But we thank you so much for joining us, and thank you everyone out there for listening and supporting KLEK 102.5 FM. Tune in tomorrow, 9 a.m. for Community Conversations, and we'll see you then. Have a very blessed day.
Thank you for listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK